So this is love.
Alright, I saw this video like most people several days ago, and I have not been able to stop thinking about it since. This video really struck a chord with me because it's what happened to me. I am 27. I got divorced at 26 after I had done the Tradwife thing. I got married at 19. I had 3 babies, and I was a stay-at-home mom. I dropped out of college. I didn't have a job. So at 20, we separated when I was 25. So at 25 years old, I had nothing. I didn't have an education. I didn't have a work history. Because of those 2 things, when we went to court over custody of our kids, he was able to point to those. He asked me for the divorce. He fought for custody of the kids. Given I had stayed home and taken care of these kids as my full-time situation for 6 years. And he was able to say, you know, she doesn't have a job. She doesn't have an education. She lives with her mom and dad. She can't take care of these kids, and he got primary custody of our kids. And so every video that I see now of Tradwives, and people idealizing this lifestyle, it makes my heart break. It like hits a chord with me because I did everything right. I did all the things you were supposed to do. Stay home and raise your babies and do all of that. And in the end, I got left out on my ass with nothing. I did not get my kids. I did not have a job. It was very difficult for me to get a job when you don't have a work history or an education. Very hard to get a job that can pay your bills when you do that. And so when I first saw this video, I literally have not been able to stop thinking about it because this is real life. This can happen to you. You know, thinking, oh, he's my husband, whatever, may not protect you in the long run. Like, when you have nothing. So, this is like a PSA to women that, like, that can happen to you. I know there's a lot of misconceptions out in the world that, like, oh, moms always get custody, judges default to moms. Well, the fact of the matter is, like, if you have just been a mom this whole time and he fights for those kids, he puts up a fight, he has everything in his favor because he has the financial means to raise children and you don't. When he puts you out, like what happened to me. So just think about that, ladies. Think about the reality of that because it's literally heartbreaking and it's so hard to build your life up after that.
When there is a divorce between 2 couples, who do they favor? They usually say, all what the man has been working for, half of his stuff goes to the woman. Whether she's been a Tradwife or she's been a corporate wife, right? That tells you
it depends on the society, like now, in this one.
It doesn't depend. In most cases, like we know that. When there is a divorce, the judge doesn't care if that woman... In fact, the first line of defense has been, I've been taking care of his kids while he's out there working. So I contributed to his wealth. And there's never been any debate about that. The woman always gets half of his stuff. Most likely, or even more. That's been the judgment that has been passed over and over. It always.
But I think in capitalist societies, it's different.
That's true, right?
What is true? Like, okay, what are we debating? Except do we agree with what?
No,
I don't agree with her.
He doesn't agree with.
You don't agree with?
No.
In what way?
I don't agree with her in that she thinks that all what sitting at home and technically, as she says, doing nothing doesn't contribute to the man's life at all. But that's not the case. Because I bet you if they get a divorce, half of what that man has been working will go to her. It's been ruled over and over.
Okay, but in this video, she said like she had nothing. She was doing that. She got married at 19. And at 26 or 27, she's divorced with nothing. Even custody, she doesn't have custody of her kids. Why? Because her husband is the one who has more money.
I get it.
And the courts the courts are looking for the parents who has more money and has accommodation and who can take care of the kids better. So he gets custody of the kids. Now she comes out of a marriage where she went into when she was 19, 7 years, and now she comes out with nothing. She's on the list of to get a food stamp. She's still waiting for approval.
Yeah, I get that, but this is just, I would say, 1% of most of the rulings that have been out there. There have been women doing nothing who have actually had custody of the kids and the man paying child support all the time.
Well, but they also have 10 years without, like, it's not like a woman can go back to work after 10, 15 years without working and just get a job, then like get back to her career. So it's also that's something women are giving up to raise kids and get out of the workforce. So even if they do get the kids, they can't get, most of them won't be able to get a job
enough time
that is like a good job. So now they have custody of the kids, but they can't get a career, like continue their career.
And in most cases, that's how the ruling has been. They don't even consider if the woman has had a good job or not, but they just rule it. The woman, if it's not her fault, they usually give it to the woman. And in most cases, over 90% of the cases, the custody goes to the
this is
woman,
just one.
Otherwise,
this is just one part of this argument, of this discussion about custody. But now we are talking about tradwives. Like, is it a good concept in this time and age? I mean, should men go out to look for tradwives or just look for a wife?
That's a good question.
I don't think it applies. Because
No. This is like, it's not about applying, but this is this is just like a question.
A question.
Yeah.
Well,
what's your take?
It depends on the definition of a tradwife. What's the definition? What's the definition of a tradwife?
Okay, a tradwife, according to recent rhetorics,
it's a traditional.
It's a traditional wife who stays at home, cooks for her husband fresh meals every day, take care of the kids, clean the house, and make sure she looks clean and fresh for her husband when he comes back from work. And division of roles, traditional gender roles, homemaker and then breadwinner and provider.
Personally, I wouldn't go for a woman like that to just sit at home doing nothing.
But it's so that's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard to have this conversation because I think we're talking about different things. Because a woman sitting at home doing nothing is very different. So I've seen some videos of women saying like, I'm a stay-at-home girlfriend and I just like to, but that's one conversation. But I think you're talking like a wife is usually like raising kids, like a homemaker.
So the question is, will I prefer a traditional wife?
It's not about you preferring, it's your perspective. What do you think about the concept of a traditional wife? And the definition of a traditional wife in this video is not someone who sits at home doing nothing. She is at home, she cooks, she cleans, she takes care of the kids, she manages the home. She's a home manager.
And now she finds herself in that situation.
No.
Not her.
No, not her.
In general.
We have already talked about tradwives and talk about custody.
Okay.
But now, in this video, she's advising women, like women who are hoping to get married, not to go to marriage, like to a marriage where the man is looking for a traditional wife, a wife who will sit home and then be a home manager, because it didn't happen. This is what happened to me. I don't want this to happen to other women. So in this video, you have to tell us, like, I'm just asking, give your opinion about this. Are you for the idea that men should go for a traditional wives,
according to that
according to to go for traditional wives, or they should just look for a wife in this time and age? I mean, currently, like the world now.
Because looking for a traditional wife, according to that definition, will not fit today's society. Things are so expensive. It's difficult for one person to actually survive the household. Things are so expensive. There's inflation and lots of things. So if you're looking, especially in the Western world, you may get away with it if you're in a less developed world. But in the Western world, it's very difficult for one income to sustain the home. And nowadays, even both incomes is threatening to,
Still not enough.
Still not enough. So I don't think that any sane man out there should go for traditional wife according to that definition, for a lady or for a wife whom they want to just sit at home and take care of their kids and do nothing to contribute to the household. That's a bad idea. I don't think it will work, and it will always end up like this.
Okay. The Tradwives, in my opinion, I think this is just a farce. And most of these women are just acting. They're like acting because they see that, okay, this is something that is attracting so many people to watch. Many people want to see what a Tradwife is, so they're just creating content. But when in reality, it's so difficult to be a Tradwife. Like nowadays, like you mentioned, life is so expensive. Standard of living is so high. Cost of living is so high. Life is so difficult. One household income cannot sustain the household.